Hey everybody, it's NEX here, and in this video, it's the monster record analysis video. Let's get started. This video is going to contain many voice recordings and just lots of me talking. If you want to see the music video, that'll be in the cards above, and yeah, and there'll also be a link in the description. So that's that, but anyways, we're going to get on to the analysis video, which first is going to discuss the path that the card takes through this massive chaotic coaster of winding track. The reason I'm doing this is because the music video is so fast paced, you may not be able to comprehend or track the car, so I'm just doing it like this. So car starts here in the station, comes down through this, over here, down this drop, down there, through this back part here, up the lift, then it comes down this drop, which is broken, but I'm going to be tearing this down soon. Goes down here, through this loop, goes back, down the first one on the bottom, through the double loop, up this back lift, down that drop, up through here in the very back there, through this, then comes back down, goes down the yellow track in the back, which then takes it down by the green track at the bottom, over to here, which takes it up to here, and it brings it down this whole tower, which then brings it through that, and then up this tower here. And I'm using this as a pointer. And it goes up to here, over, down that massive spiral tower, which was needed in order to get the record, down there, and then here. And this is where it gets a little crazy. Goes up this, down this insanely steep drop. I don't have a protractor, so I can't calculate that. Through the loop over there, down through this, down in the back there, still in the back here, through the diving corkscrew, which that's what I call it. It's probably something else. I call it that. It's two inversions because one, it goes upside down here, goes right side up for here, and then dives back down, hence the name diving corkscrew. And then it turns out, it goes through the twist, turn around in the back there, dive, and it goes up this lift, goes down here, all through this, down another spiral tower, and down and up back to this final lift, which goes up here, and then down through here, and then back to the station. And to describe the numbers, from the teaser, the 7 was the lifts, the 45 was the inversions, the 300 was the track length, and there were some red herrings as well. So anyways, now I'm going to explain the record with math. To explain the record, I have this piece of paper with all my math and logic on here, which I'm going to explain now. One piece is 16 inches, and one 16-inch piece is something like this. So then we have tallies in 10. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 tallies. And one tally is 10 of these pieces, which means we have 280 track pieces in this circle, plus 8, which is 288, and then 8 inches, which that 8 inches is that green piece on the container lid. That's only including these straight pieces, not the turns, or the booster track. So using that, we have 16-inch track pieces, 288 of them. And to do that, we multiply. To get this number, we multiplied 16 by 288, which is how many inches of track I have, and then divided it by 12 to get it into feet, which is 384.6, which means of all the track on the coaster, and this is 384.6, including that, not the turns. Then to figure out how many pieces are on the coaster, first we have to take the total number of pieces, and then take the total number of remaining pieces, which is all of these, plus the extra spines in this bin, which there's 30 in here and 6 spines in that. And then the 0.5 piece, which gives us 252 16-inch pieces on the coaster. And to do that, to get the math of inches and feet, do 252 times 16, which is 4,032 inches of track are on this massive coaster. And then we divide that by 12 to get into feet, which is 336 feet of track on the coaster, which breaks the current record, which is roughly 200 to 250 feet. So therefore, this coaster is now the longest NEX coaster in the world because of this math. if I were to use all of these remaining straight tracks, all of the remaining spines in here, and all of those turns and the boosters, it would be around maybe 500 plus feet of track length long. That I would have to do a lot of math to figure out all of the turns, but it'd be worth it in the end because I'll have this stupidly massive coaster. I did figure out that one of these little pieces here is also 8 inches, so the same length as this. So there are some of these on here, but they're the same length, so I just included them in. And now you're gonna see the green coaster car running around the entire circuit while I'm explaining things through a voiceover. As you can tell, the station looks like a castle and like a doorway entrance because people still have to be able to use the front door in order to like get the mail and stuff. And the massive lift, well, that I had to build in like 3 sections, and it was a pain in the butt to like do the chain and all that. And the switchback thing by the railing was supposed to be a massive drop into a giant loop, but that didn't happen because the car wouldn't make it through. And there was supposed to be 2 11-foot towers, one where it is now and one on the other side of that light, but I wouldn't be able to get the second tower on the other side of the light to get it back to the main area where all of the chaos for the coaster is. So that's why I didn't put that in. I was also supposed to include like a seesaw element in the original design where it's like actually like a seesaw you'd see at it like a kid's playground where the car goes up and then the weight brings it back down. But I wouldn't be able to make that, and I mean I couldn't with the designs I went with for this coaster, so that'll be on a future coaster. And there's also supposed to be another element which will actually be on the next coaster, Time Warp, which that concept is coming soon. But I will explain that, you'll see that in the final video in the announcement for Time Warp. But you'll see it's like a really cool like flip element. You'll just have to wait and see for that one. And the reason, which probably you're all wondering on, why is this coaster so compact and not like spread out through like the whole build area? Well, it's because I wanted to use up as most track as possible, and I had limited amount of pieces, like of the blue rods and the orange rods you see like to build the towers. So I had limited amount of pieces, that's why to make it so compact, and that's why there's a gigantic tower of just a giant spiral, and there's actually a few of those actually. But the giant one was needed in order for me to use it because that tower alone is like around 60 plus feet of track, which without that I would not have been able to claim the record. So special thanks to that tower for being there and basically giving me the record, because without that this record would not exist. So that's why everything's so compact, and I was also able to fit 45 inversions on this, which surprises me because I thought I only wanted to do 30, but 45, that's just insane. So, and I'm pretty sure that's also a record. Most inversions on a complete circuit connects coaster. Pretty sure that's already another record, so probably get 2 records out of this coaster. I also didn't use the web reaver car because it would have been totally unrealistic. Like, if this was like had like large hills in it, then I would have used it, but I wanted it to be like as realistic as possible. So I just used the green car that is going through this circuit, as you can tell right now. And yeah, I didn't use the web reaver car because it would have technically also been cheating. I also wanted for the original plan to build this out more, like out in the door area more and out by all my bins with all the pieces. And I also wanted to bring it out more by like the wall too, but I couldn't get it out there because the door wouldn't be able to open, and if we had like a large package, it would be hard to bring that in. Even harder than it is with all the stuff there, but it's still manageable to get to the door and all that even with all the stuff in the way. You might be wondering why I also stuck eyes on the second to last tower with the lift and like on the second spiral thingy. That was just for like decoration. I tried to build like a face with like hands and all that, but it didn't work out in the end, so I just left the eyes there. And I wanted to like coat the whole thing in decorations, but I didn't know what to build, so I just gave up and just left the eyes there. And that concludes the full circuit shot. I'm not going to put a full uncut POV of this coaster in here because, as you saw, that a whole cycle's like around almost 4.5 minutes, because most of it's actually, and I'm going to do the calculations for this and stick it on screen right now, of how much time is on runtime on coaster and how much time is on lift. So I'm going to calculate that, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.